everyone, so final video review for today is for my paperback read, which was Both Ways by Ileandra Young. For any of you that didn't see the introduction video last week, this is just a quick look at what the book looks like, and you can still catch the video on my YouTube and on my blog. So just a quick look for you, that's what the paperback looks like. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, I did just post that the other day, so if you are on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there's a link within the post. And this is the video review. So Both Ways by Ileandra Young. This was actually a really thrilling supernatural fantasy. It's a story of Danica. She is an agent. She's fighting against any sort of wayward supernatural beings that have been allowed to live amongst the humans who are not abiding by the laws set out. And a private mission and a chance encounter with a very wayward vampire in Rain one night sort of send Danica on a mission, not only to solve the missing persons case she's been tasked with, but something more extreme. And when she starts learning from Rain that there are more of Rain's kind, and what is really happening and who's behind it all, Danica finds herself kind of swept away, not only by how different Rain is from other vampires and other supernatural beings, but also by her feelings for her, but she is also determined to stop the evil. So she kind of has to trust Rain. She has to learn to trust what she would usually fight against, if they're to win. And I really enjoyed this story. I really enjoyed the pace of it. The first person narrative that Ileandra's used, it lent really well to the action and the pacing of the story. The way she's written it sort of really made that, and whilst really gave you a chance to get to know Danica as well, because obviously first person gives you a lot of insight into thought and feeling, so you really got to know Danica really well. And it had its comedy moments too. It had it sort of lightened the supernatural darkness surrounding this genre by having those lighter heart moments, because Danica is really like bull in a china shop. And she kind of does it on purpose, but that is what she's like. She knows what she's doing, and it sort of made it a bit more uplifting. For a supernatural thriller, it wasn't too heavy. It made it quite uplifting and light. And so Ileandra, she's really focused on the action and the adventure of this story. It's not so much on romance and intricate detail or themes of vampires or anything like that. She's just gone for pure old action. And I liked it because it wasn't too complex to follow. The simplicity actually really helped to focus the story. There wasn't too many beings and too many things going on to confuse you. It was very straightforward. You knew who she was after. You knew what the target was. You knew what the mission was. You knew what she was trying to do. She just had to figure out how it all happened, kind of, and then how she was going to fix it. So it really helped focus this story. And Danica, she is not your average character. In fact, I don't think I've ever encountered a character like her. She was bold, she was feisty, she took no prisoners, but she took risks and she took chances and she broke rules. But she was passionate and dedicated to her work. She really was. And even though she was solely focused, but she would do things that would endanger people because she just was a bit wayward. Actually, she was very independent, and sometimes it appeared that she was just completely ruthless in trying to get the job done. But I think that's how she was meant to come across, and it suited her. It did suit her really well. But the story, it intrigued me from the very beginning. Vampires and creatures of the paranormal in an urban setting. It was very futuristic and it was very believable, scarily enough. And I loved that Danica had to learn to trust Rain, because she usually fights against this type of creature, and even though Rain would usually be the enemy, she kind of fell in love with her because she was different, and that connection between them, although challenged, it was really strong. And Rain was so sweet. She really was very different. She wasn't what I expected from a vampire character. She matched and complemented Danica. She would slow her down. She was that calming influence. She would make her stop and think. And she was really clever, and she really just helped Danica to get this mission and the case solved. But Rain was definitely the brains between them. Danica's just brawn, let's face it. She's clever, but Rain was clever. And I do wonder what is next for Danica and Rain, and I know this has got another book coming out, so there's a sequel. They had quite an emotional story so far, and no doubt that will continue into the sequel. But if you like paranormal, if you like vampires and strange goings on and everything, then this story has all the action and the romance that you'll need. But if you have never read vampires before, if you're not really into them, and you're worried that it's going to be too heavy a topic for you, this is also a great book because it's not a heavy topic. It's very simplistic in the supernatural that appears here. There's not too much technicality with it, so I really like that as well. It sort of lent to an introduction to supernatural as well, so it worked really, really well. I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Both Ways by Ileandra Young, which I hope you will. If you've read Both Ways by Ileandra Young, I would love to hear your thoughts, so please comment below. Please let me know what you thought of it. If you haven't read it yet but it's on your to be read list, or you're planning to read it, or you're now really interested in reading it, again, it would be really great to hear your thoughts. So please comment below, please let us know. And if you do read it, I really, really hope you enjoy it. Bye.